All right. Go ahead and fade the music down and we can start. I always breathe a sigh of relief when we get to the awards ceremony. I feel like taking off my tie and loosening my collar at this point. We made it. Oh my gosh, you all were amazing. So, thank you so much for being here today and creating this magical weekend. You're the volunteers, panelists, artists, and all contributing members. You're really the heart of Anthro Northwest. We do not exist without you. You make the convention what it is. We have some special awards to give out to commemorate some exceptional service. Now, this is hard as the great majority of our volunteers have given absolutely exceptional service. That's a very special gift to the community. At this time, we'd also like to thank the supporting members who support those who serve. I want to thank the wives, the husbands, the partners, significant others, and friends of those who make Anthro Northwest possible. If our volunteers weren't being supported by them, I don't think they could do what they do here today. It's not a little sacrifice to put on something like this. It's a gift you're giving to allow your loved ones to serve in a community here. You're just as much an important part of the convention as those who are official volunteers. We have a round of applause for all of our supporting members. Now for this year, we tried to pick people for the Exceptional Service Award who haven't been recognized before, and especially people, in the less senior staff positions. I feel like all of our senior staff is off the chart exceptional, and we're so thankful for them. But at this time, I do want to mention some of our senior staff. We're not handing them a physical award, but I did want to talk about some of the exceptional people who've helped put this on. First off is Artie. He works behind the scenes all year long, like many, many hours every week. He does everything from artwork. The arcade was his idea. He does a lot of the work with Artist Alley. He keeps me in check and tries to keep the checkbook appropriately balanced. I don't go crazy and buy too much stuff. He's so dedicated. Sometimes he comes over and will work for a week or two at a time on the convention with me. And he supports me as a good friend too. He's an amazing person. He's doing loadout right now, so he can't be here because he's always working, but I did want to recognize Artie and the contribution he gives. Next up, I wanted to recognize Snowball. If you went to one of the dances or anything else, you might have noticed how incredible the stage and all the AV has been this year. He's stepped it up a lot of notches. And behind the scenes, he's made us who do the programming a lot easier. He's provided help to us and attentiveness. He took the reins of the AV group this year and did some absolutely beautiful things with it. So thank you so much, Snowball. You are amazing. Next up is Matthias. He is downstairs running ops right now because he's always working. Typically he comes into ops about 8 and he leaves at about 2 a.m. I don't know how he does it. I'd have a psychotic episode, but he's amazing. He also helps out during the year a lot. So a lot of our back-end infrastructure was originally programmed by him. The back-end systems that give us internet everywhere, all of the cameras that keep us safe and things like that. He was responsible for the initial design of those systems. So he's an amazing volunteer and we're so thankful for him. Now it's time to embarrass Hubcap, our charity lead, sitting back there next to the big lion. Let's see how red we can make his face. So he raised about $1 bazillion for Sarvi every year. He outdoes himself. 18,000 this year, incredible. He works on it all year long. His living room right now is the only time of year when it's clear. And he goes to garage sales every weekend and his living room fills up with all the charity items that he sells here. And he uses his own funds to purchase them. He's incredibly generous, incredibly giving person, and his efforts directly affect the lives of many animals in need. So thank you so much, Hubcap. So we have someone who's new to operations this year. His name is Lufus. He's been doing a lot of the support of people on social media, like Twitter and Telegram and those kinds of things. He's been an awesome operations volunteer. We always need help in that department. So we can trust him to take the reins and run out. He does a beautiful job. There he is. We also had Daniel come back, and you may have seen the animation for opening ceremony. Daniel helped us with that, and he also came to my house quite a few times to help put the back-end infrastructure together, building racks, putting in equipment. There's some pretty significant upgrades this year. So he dedicated a lot of time to that and the opening animation. For the opening animation, he stayed up and pulled an all-nighter the day before opening ceremony to get that perfected, and he took all of the remembrances that were submitted to us, got an artist to make the constellations with them, and then he animated them in the opening ceremony. He also worked a lot with our audio system, so we do have house audio this year. It started working Saturday, and he's been a big part of setting up those computers and getting good vibes all over the place. Next up is Myth, the most incredible schedule there is. The volunteer schedule, I want to say it's like 650 events long. He gets them all lined up. One of the nice things about Anthro Northwest is if you're interested in a specific topic, you're not going to have like the tail making panel while the ear making panel is happening, because he thinks about what people are interested in and he schedules them at different times. It is the biggest monster of a schedule. There's hundreds of people involved, like 400, and you know, the schedule comes out and then he gets all this feedback and he has to rebalance it because, you know, people might want to go to a special panel or they're not going to be there on a specific day. So he has a monumental task. He does it beautifully. I'd like to honor Myth right now. All right, next up are Fostorian and Jaxus. They run the vendor's room. Both of them have been absolutely exceptional. I did not get not one complaint from a vendor this year. I went down there and visited them all and gave them their little medallions, and they were like so happy to be at Anthro Northwest, and a lot of them said like, it's the nicest con. And that is Jaxus and Fostorian. They are making that environment a reality. Last but not least, I want to thank the Flare staff. These are the people that keep us safe. They address any safety concerns that come up. They're always patrolling the hallways. They're doing line management. They typically work very long shifts, like half a day is typically their minimum. Exceptional group of people. They're kind. They deal with people that are having a hard time in a very gentle way. They provide positive reinforcement and positive correcting to help people kind of integrate in a way that makes the convention comfortable for everyone. They have a beautiful touch. So thank you so much, Flare Group. All right. Now the next people we're going to remember and congratulate are people that are going to be getting the Exceptional Service Award. And we have several people from the AV group that were really exceptional this year. And I'd like to welcome up to the stage Zach, Ren Colley, Foxworth, and Etro. Thank you so much, AV Group. All right, next up, I would like to thank Spark Husky. If you are in the house, please come on up. Spark was new to the AV Group this year, and he is responsible for the amazing sound system that we have here. He brought that and did a beautiful job balancing the levels and making sound an experience. Next up, I don't think he's here because he's closing up registration, but Smiles the dog, if you're around, come on up. Yep, he's shutting down registration. We will take his award to him. Anyway, registration was pretty intense this year with the increased number of attendees. It was a lot for him and his department. He ran it coolly and smartly. We got a lot of compliments that there wasn't a line out front and people could move in and out. One of my least favorite things is a line. Like, you're coming, you fly all this way, you spend all this money, like, you don't want to be in line con, you want to be enjoying it. So, you know, Smiles processed 3,100 people. I think the biggest line we had was right when we opened, it was like 5 minutes, so nice job, Smiles. All right, next two to come on up are Gray Tiger and Maddie. So, Gray Tiger, he is a man of many talents. He also helped with a lot of the back-end infrastructure. I think he came to my house like 10 times to like wire stuff.
I was there for about 8 weekends.
Yeah, it was a lot. As we got closer to con, I kind of bailed us out. Thank you, David. And he also does all the film fest awards. Like, if you see those gorgeous statues, he makes those, he paints those, he prints them out. He made a lot of doohickeys on his 3D printer. Like, we bought rack mount equipment that was like 1.5. He was like, what in the world is that? And he fixed them by making wedges so they don't like tilt and do weird things. So Gray Tiger is pretty amazing. I really appreciate him. Maddie also came out and helped prepare for convention for about 8 weeks as well. He'd come out with Gray Tiger. And he's also been working in operations a lot, doing a lot of the social media, helping people with support questions. So both of them have been completely off the chart. Thank you so much, Gray Tiger and Maddie. So I have to give this one, Taven. You come over. So this one is for Taven. Taven does lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of events, and the really hard one is Film Festival. It's like herding cats. People don't really pay attention to Twitter, so we contact people through Twitter, like, hey, can we show your video? And nobody ever looks at it. It's really hard. So he spent hours and hours and hours and hours and hours trying to track people down, get videos for the film festival, and also provided his own crispy chicken nummy nummy tot tots video, which is an Emmy Award winner. Fantastic video. So he's been pretty great, and there are other things. Oh, he does lots of panels, including his own, you did the Weird Al panel, right?
The Weird Al panel.
And circus, story time, so. Taven has a lot going on. He's a great contributor to the convention, and he takes some of the hardest jobs on, so thank you, Taven.
Thank you, thank you.
All right. Next up is Munchkin, if you're here. He ran the circus this year, and he also did the mascot performance group. He is probably helping them cool down right now, or he's out with them, so we will bring his award to him. But Munchkin, oh, he also did a fursuit head donation for charity, which was the grand prize for the raffle. And he does it like every year. I don't know how he does it, but he's extremely generous and dedicated to the community. So thank you so much, Munchkin. Let's see if we can make Jack turn red. Jack, come on up. So Jack is one of our youngest volunteers. He hit it out of the park. He showed up at like the first day of setup. I think that was like Friday a week ago, and has been helping ever since. Jack, this is your first furry convention, isn't it? First ever convention ever. He hit it out of the park. Super dedicated. Beautiful job. All right. Next up is Lindsay. Are you here? Hey, come on up. So, this was Lindsay's first convention, furry convention as well, right? Yeah. So he volunteered, he kind of showed up and he did like the art for Sprout's Bug Bowling, like off the chart art, incredible stuff. And then he like shows up in ops and starts helping out there, and doing a really beautiful job of supporting that department. He did a hospitality cart. He pulled really long days and really long hours. So thank you so much, Lindsay. You made a big difference in our program this year. All right, next up is Dalton. This raccoon comes over to my house and takes care of me for the week leading up to con. I tell you I need support during that time, and he is always there for whatever needs to be done. He does a lot of cooking. He does a lot of paperwork, like we'll print things out and he'll sort them or laminate them. Like whatever it needs, Dalton is there for it, whatever the job is. So thank you so much, Dalton, for your support. I could not do it without you. All right, next up is Molly, who goes by Jay Adler, if you are here. So Molly helps run the hospitality suite. I would imagine she's cleaning it up right now. But she also is like, that's not enough shifts. She already had like half the day. She came and worked ops for the rest of the time, so exceptional service from her. I will make sure she gets her award here. All right. Next up is Brent, who goes by Fang. Are you here? Hey, all right. So he was noticed by a lot of the operations team. They referred to him as the person who does the work of 3 people during load-in. So strong, helpful. I also saw him in ops a lot as a runner. So fantastic attitude, wonderful person. Thank you so much. All right, next up is Shripe and Augie, if you are here. Come on up. So these... Hubcap does a lot by himself, and he hasn't really had helpers before. And these two made Hubcap's job much easier and did a beautiful job at all the charity events. They are his right-hand man, and they helped them, raise that gigantic charity total without Hubcap passing out. So thank you so much, Brent. And I'm sorry, Stripe and Augie. All right, next up is Antwelm. Are you here, Antwelm? So Antwelm helped out in the operations department. He would typically come in the morning early when people were very tired and sleepy and filled those shifts. He did a beautiful job. He also helps a lot during the year with miscellaneous stuff, like, hey, we need an audit of the volunteer chat or something like that. So he's a year-round volunteer and he's very much appreciated. Next up is T'Chillin. There we are. So T'Chillin was helping out Smiles down at the reg desk this year. They were doing the badge checking, badge manufacturing and printing. As you know, we had a badge shortage. We had to print them. We had to get them cut. And then, of course, we ran out of pouches for them. So we actually had to laminate the badges and punch them for people to wear. He also became familiar with the back-end registration system. So if there were problems, they could handle that and just take care of everyone. They relieved Smiles to work on the really hard problems, and it's a really critical job they did. So thank you so much, John. Arca Barca, if you're here, run on up, because he only has 1 speed, which is like turbo. I think that's the slowest I've seen you move all time. Did you stay up too late last night? So, this is Arca's first time volunteering at Anthro Northwest. He was our ops desk ray of sunshine. Wonderful person. He helped us so much down there. He did a lot of special registration shifts as well. So, thank you, Arca. You did a beautiful job. All right, next up is Hollowhound and Titan. Come on up. So not only do they help us with load-in, but we also have kind of behind the scenes, Suka runs it. It's a vulnerable furries room where our most vulnerable members can go. They have a supportive community room there. They have food and everything they need to enjoy the con. and the support they need and deserve. So they've worked very hard. I think they got here last Saturday, and have been incredible volunteers, both with the load-in and with the vulnerable furries room. So thank you so much for providing that service to our members. All right. Next up, we have George, who is being honored as an exceptional camera expert. George, if you are here, come on up. Security cameras, you're the one. All right. So we have 64 cameras posted around Con that helps us keep an eye on things and respond to any issues. It really helps increase the safety of the convention. They're kind of hard to get working. A lot of the jacks are mislabeled in the hotel. About a third of the fiber is backwards. It's tricky to get it all going. There's also, to make things look nice and keep people from tripping, you have to gaff tape everything down, and that takes a lot of time. So thank you, George, for helping keep us safe and making the cameras work. All right, getting near the end here. Second to the last is Jasper. Come on up. Jasper has one of the biggest hearts I've ever seen. They are an amazing person. They help out in operations and registration, and they are always happy to help others and go on any job. So they bailed us out of a lot of difficult situations. Thank you, Jasper, for your incredible service. All right, the last one of the evening is Bafnidia, if you are here. Not see him. So Baf gave us a lot of operations assistance. He's a pretty high-level volunteer. He runs his own conventions as well. So having someone who kind of knows how that flow is really helpful for us in operations. He also did the world's best squeak and greet this weekend. I had a wonderful panel. It was well attended and enjoyed by many. So thank you so much, Bafnidia. I would love to take time and talk about each and every volunteer, but we really should get loadout going.
Yeah, I want to start my dance.
Right? Anyway, I'll get off stage here in 30 seconds. All right. So all of you are the heart and spirit of Anthro Northwest. We do not exist without any of you. Thank you all for your service, your dedication, and mostly your love of community. I hope and look forward to seeing you again next year. And until then, I hope you take the beauty of the community created this weekend and express it to the world around you. Dostoevsky said, "Beauty will save the world," and he is right. May that beauty be part of you.
Thank you, Gabrielle.